The future of storytelling is not how we tell our stories. It's who gets to tell them. I'm Milne, and I've created a storytelling tool that encourages kids to be authors and makers. I believe that today, authorship is as fundamental to learning as the 3 R's of reading, writing, and arithmetic. Before the internet, before books, before the written word itself, there were stories. Stories make us human. When stories evolved to the printed page, the first wave of mass literacy emphasized reading. People absorbed knowledge written by experts, spiritual and political leaders, academics, and learned authors. Only a handful wrote for a wider audience. Reading continues to be an important skill, but we are entering a second wave of mass literacy, one in which writing dominates. This notion of authorship extends beyond the written word to a more participatory culture. Digital storytelling tools are creating peer communities around writing. Teens are using them to blog, write poetry, and engage in fan fiction. These open writing sites do a lot of things well. They create community and promote self-publishing. They provide a place for reading and writing fan fiction. What they don't do well is deal with sticky issues of attribution and fair use. A participation gap exists in which not everyone feels they have the opportunity or the skills to contribute. Finally, existing sites are big, blank slates. These can be freeing but also intimidating, especially to young writers. These gaps create an opportunity for a new writing community, one that suits the needs of young people just learning to be authors. With that, I'd like to introduce Wordplay. Wordplay is a place to make, share, and remix characters and stories. Writers start out by creating characters. They write short story sketches about those characters. Over time, they can combine these story sketches to build an entire narrative. Stories are published in a monthly magazine under a Creative Commons license, making them open source. They're featured alongside additional content from Creative Commons and the public domain. Stories can be remixed into new narratives. Community members can also provide detailed feedback to fellow authors in order to help them improve. Wordplay can be used both inside and outside the classroom. It targets young people ages 13 to 18, students like Jordan. Jordan is a middle schooler who lives in the Bronx. Jordan's English teacher, Ms. Honey, has assigned a new writing project using Wordplay. She explains that they'll be collaborating with another class in San Francisco. Jordan's partner is a girl named Maddie. Maddie started using Wordplay last week. She loves making characters, especially villains. Back in New York, Jordan borrows a computer from the school library and joins Wordplay, using his nickname, Brock, as a pen name. Jordan checks out Wordplay's monthly theme and setting and reads some of the featured writing. As he's browsing, a message pops up. Jordan sees that Maddie has created a character named Sathina, a villain. Sathina has a brother named Nindoji, who's a good guy. Nindoji doesn't have a profile yet, so Jordan decides to create one. After he finishes, he's prompted to write a story sketch. Jordan writes a scene starring both Nindoji and Sathina, focusing on Nindoji. In San Francisco, Maddie favorites Jordan's writing and provides feedback. Over time, Jordan creates more characters and writes extra story sketches. He builds up his profile page and earns activity badges. After he's written 3 story sketches about Nindoji, Jordan unlocks build mode. This lets him combine different story sketches into an entire narrative. Maddie and Jordan trade stories and remix them, adding, subtracting, and building on different passages. In Maddie's version of the story, Sathina and Nindoji die in the heat of battle. In Jordan's version, Sathina and her brother part ways. Sathina leaves for a distant moon. Jordan and his classmates continue to collaborate with their friends in San Francisco. The stories the class chooses to make public become part of Wordplay's monthly magazine. At the end of the school year, Miss Honey publishes all of their stories into an anthology. Jordan and Maddie enjoy writing stories together. They decide to continue collaborating on Wordplay over the summer. Wordplay turns aspiring writers into published authors with an audience. It breaks the writing process down into manageable chunks. This stimulates ideas and makes getting started less intimidating. Helpful hints and inspirations are provided along the way. Wordplay encourages young people to put themselves in shoes and situations different than their own. An emphasis on character creation encourages kids to see from many perspectives. This fosters empathy, a key component of understanding and communication. Wordplay enables peer-to-peer creative remix. It also invites students to build on open source stories, encouraging reading and breathing new life into classic texts. Wordplay provides a way to effortlessly attribute work that is borrowed or edited, enabling meaningful, ethical, creative remix. Most importantly, Wordplay creates community. It fosters a culture of collaboration, enabling young people to share ideas, work together, and learn from each other. Thank you.